Hello everyone, David here. Welcome back to another video where today I am discussing a very hot topic among um just like YouTubers that cover prophetic things and the end times and Jesus' second coming and the rapture and all that stuff. So I wanted to put some things out there and also kind of discuss a little bit of the plans. This is technically going to be a plans video. And so I'm just kind of going to talk about what's happening right now, what's upcoming, and the two different ways I see things going right now. You can see some brief summary of the Jewish New Year, or Rosh Hashanah. It is the 6th through the 8th of September, commonly referred to as the 7th of September as a specific date because that's the middle of the festival. I do have a video. I'll probably put a video in the description, so please check that out. That will explain more about Rosh Hashanah later. But there's a lot of YouTubers, including Watchman on the Wall 88, who is looking for signs of the times and things. And it's a real interesting idea because basically the way it works, here's the theory. So I'll just prepare for a semi-long story. Alright, so the start of the story begins back on Creation Day. And some friends of mine on YouTube put together this timeline where, using the Bible as their only source, they spent hours and hours and hours on this. So okay, hold up, something went wrong with my computer. Apparently Google Photos stopped working. Anyways, back to the story. Sorry everyone. So they put together from the day that basically they did two different timelines. One is they put together all of the old patriarchs and stuff. They put all the names mentioned in the Bible. They did their lifespans, and the Bible talks about timing and stuff. And using some Jewish but looking at the Jewish calendar a bit and stuff, or the Hebrew calendar, they went through and figured out how many years it's been since Creation Day, which as of right now, 2021, summer 2021, which is just how 2021 years since Jesus died. AD, after death. That's the year we are right now. But stop thinking about current American calendars for a minute and just bear with me for a minute here. So it's about 6,017 to 6,019 years since the Earth was created, which doesn't fit with the idea I probably talked to some of you about, who I'm sending this video to, where what if Creation Week, it's a literal Creation Week, I'm not questioning that, that's definite, but what if that is also a prophetic timeline for Earth's history? Because major events, like on day one, it talks about the water and the Earth without form and void, and the water and the oceans and stuff. And in the first 1,000 years of Earth's history, or I can't remember, I should go look, but whatever day God made like the sea creatures and stuff is that 1,000 years that the flood was. So, like, different things. So, how there's 6 days, and then on the 7th, the Sabbath, God rested, which 7th day is Saturday, but that's a whole nother debate what day the Sabbath is. But, so, if that's true, we're roughly around 6,000 years since creation, and then it talks about Jesus' 1,000-year millennial reign. So, if that's the 7th day, from year 6,000 to 7,000, then it would be 6,000 years, and then he would return. So, that doesn't fit, because then technically he would have already come back, and he hasn't, obviously. I mean, there's false prophets, but that's false prophets. So then they redid it, and we're not 100% sure. Just different things, but from when the day Adam and Eve left the garden and were out on planet Earth, from that day until now, it's been 5,993 years, or basically we're in the year 5993. And so that fits, because if you think about it, Revelation talks about a 7-year tribulation period when the Antichrist is around and they're persecuting anyone who believes. It also talks about a harvest, which also known as the rapture, where Christians go to heaven right before tribulation period. I'll get back to that later. So, Rosh Hashanah 2021 is in early September. You can see the dates on the top of the screen there. What that means is the Jewish New Year, which it's the changing from the creation year, let's call it 5993 to 5994. And if Jesus comes back on the year 6000, minus 7 from 7 years from 6000, they'll make tribulation starting on the year 5994, which starts on Rosh Hashanah 2021. And so that would mean that and Jesus says that, or God, well, they're Trinity, that whole thing to wrap your mind around. Basically, he says that no one can know the day or the hour, but he doesn't say we can't know the rough time or the season. He even says we can know the season and we can know it's coming. So, and of course, if none of this happens, it's all just a theory at the moment. Of course, we'll see. But I wanted to make this video before I leave on the boat trip. And if this doesn't happen, I'll go back to the plan of spreading the gospel around the world and stuff. But let me continue on my thought here. So, that would mean that tribulation would be starting sometime September, around the new year. So, and the meanings changed a bit, but the original meaning of the holiday Rosh Hashanah was the harvest. It was a harvest party after the harvest, and it's in fall. And so, if winter is the tribulation period, we're not talking about our seasons, but, so, isn't it interesting that the Bible talks about the harvest of the earth, the rapture and stuff, and us getting raptured, and then tribulation starting, and the Jewish New Year is about the harvest, or was originally about the harvest, and also there are 7 Jewish feasts, and Jesus, by different things he's done in creation and stuff, Jesus has fulfilled 4 of the 7. There's 3 more to come. I believe one is the second coming, one is the new heaven and the new earth and things. But the next feast to be fulfilled, it happens to be Rosh Hashanah. And I don't think it's a coincidence that it's also the harvest. Of course, there's a big debate in the church about whether we'll get raptured before or in the middle or after tribulation. But if you think of it, if he's gonna make us go through the tribulation, why would he rapture us halfway through? It's just not logical. I get there's this whole pre-wrath rapture and stuff, but to me at least, why would he rescue us halfway through? It's like letting you drown, but right before you're dead, then saving you. But why not save you before you start drowning? Then after tribulation, why would he rapture us? Because he would just come back. So I think the one that makes the most sense would be the pre-tribulation rapture, which means he raptures us, or he harvests the earth. There'll be an angel that harvests the earth. And people say, why would he come 3 times? Once for the rapture and come again later. No, he's not, because Revelation talks about an angel, the harvest angel, that will harvest the crop of the earth, which is the believers, the disciples that we've made here. And so I think it's very important to spread the gospel. But in addition to that, so he's not actually coming, he's not touching down on earth, to quote one of my brothers in Christ. He's not actually touching down on earth for the rapture. He's bringing us up to him. So yeah, I just think it's a real interesting thing. So be on the lookout for Rosh Hashanah 2021. I'm definitely gonna be watching the festival and stuff live online. Well, it's happening, but just remember that I'm not setting a date for the rapture, because he says specifically we can't know the day or the hour, but it happens to be a 3-day festival. And so could that mean we don't know which of the 3 days it is? And also, pretty good evidence for this. I'm going to kind of, if this all doesn't happen, I'm going to kind of just go back to the old plans of spreading the gospel around the world and think a little less about the end times. I've talked about, to all of you, I've said ideas and dreams people have had, but I think biblical evidence is definitely more trustworthy than dreams that people have had of it happening in 2020. But this happens to be the turnover year, and please, please, please watch the video in the description. I'm sending you a link to another guy's video. He explains this really well. He's got 2 videos, actually, in a series that he does on this whole thing. But yeah, just definitely it's something to be out on the look for. I completely messed it up. So I think I'm not saying it's a definite thing, because it's up to God when this happens, and it could be another 1,000 years. But this is the best argument for what year it's gonna happen that I've seen in a long time. So just please, good job if you're still watching. I know this all sounds kind of crazy and me talking about the end of the world, but I just want to put this out there, and whether it is or isn't, we need, especially if we are close to the rapture, or depending on if the rapture happens or not, I'm fairly sure it will, but just in case it doesn't, I'm kind of have some survival kits set up. So, all of you watching this video, I'm letting you know, if we do have to go through tribulation, when it starts, I'll let you know. I'll give you guys a call, or call me if, like, something big happens, or the Mark of the Beast is starting to be distributed, and I have a plan to hopefully save most people from the Mark of the Beast. I'm not saying I'm Christ. I'm saying I have an idea to evacuate people from the U.S. There's an island up in Canada, or possibly Alaska, that we can go to that has solar panels and buildings and things to stay in and wait out tribulation. But I very much think that the rapture will happen and we'll go to heaven, and that's what I'm praying for. Of course, it's up to God. It's not up to me. But I think whether it is or isn't the end, and especially if it is, we need to be spreading the gospel day and night, people. Like, more and more people need to hear about this. It's very important. So, just letting everyone know. Again, please watch the video in the description. It's been 15 minutes. That's how long this video is. Not super long, but I'm posting this on my personal YouTube channel, not on my public one. So, I'll send this out to a few people like Joel, Hudson, Ethan, Levi. But yeah, so just some interesting evidence that I think people should look at. Again, please watch the video in the description. It doesn't cover everything I talked about here, but it does cover a little better about the Rosh Hashanah, and you might not understand it all. So I've tried to give you a simplified version of it here. But I'm not like one of those people that's always every year saying, oh, this year's the end of the world. No, this year's the end of the world. I'm not trying to do that. I'm just, I don't know. Last year I got pretty into this, as quite a few of you know. And it obviously didn't happen last year, but I've re-looked at different things. I was mostly going off people's dreams last year. This year, I'm actually looking at the real evidence. But, of course, if this doesn't happen, then I'll go back to the old plans again. And I'm probably gonna, me and Levi and whoever else wants to, we're gonna get together and buy or build a boat and go around the world spreading the gospel. And at the same time, we'll get to see all the sights from around the world. That'll be really cool if it happens. Of course, nothing here is sure. The only thing that doesn't change is God and His love for us. And that He's able to save us. So, and His power. Just God doesn't change. And He is all knowing and He is good. No matter what politics says or whether tribulation happens or not, God is the one in control at all times, even when it doesn't seem like it. Alright, everyone, thanks for watching. Have a good day. Please spread the gospel. And trust God, please. So, I'll see you later. Goodbye.